Hello friends, if you've been following me on LinkedIn or Facebook, you'd have seen a post of mine getting quite viral in the last couple of days. It's on the declining trend in the number of registrations in the CA curriculum. From almost 1,67,000 in FY10, this has fallen to 83,600 in FY18. 50% is the reduction in the number of students who are enrolling in the CA exams. So that means is CA now a less popular course for commerce students? And then what is the result of this? What is the reason for this? A lot of views had been shared with youngsters, so I'm kind of wanting to assimilate the same and also share my ideas. So a 50% crash in the number of CA students. Why has that happened? Primarily because the CA course in itself has become less popular among students. Today, the youngster who after class 12 enters the CA course knows that this is one course where there's going to be an easy entry. You just come in and then the exit after 4-5 years is a big question mark. You really don't know whether you will be eventually able to clear CA final, and if not, you end up remaining a semi-qualified chartered accountant with limited demand in the market. At best, it's 25,000 to 30,000 per month for a substantive 3-4 years of your prime life. In that scenario, youngsters maybe just don't want to take the risk. You've got a high chance of being left with nothing at the end. See, because the number of people who are becoming CAs has almost been in the 10,000 odd range, right? Every term. So in every year you've got 20,000 chartered accountants, and even at this reduced number of 83,600, you've got 63,000 more number of students than the number of people who graduate. Now compare this with an IIM or a UPSC, number of people who enter and number of people who graduate is the same. So you don't have increasing number of people who are stuck in the system. But here I have also made a video, agar CA mein ho chuke hain, bahut baar fail, you'll find that there are so many students who are stuck, and at the age of 27, 28, they've got no reason why they are failing and they have no exit point as well. And then the curriculum is also kind of outdated. It still stresses on ratification, committing to memory and vomiting on paper. This is in stark contrast to what is taught under the case study method at the B schools or the CFA exams, ACCA exams. And then you've got uneven articleship opportunities. So one of the primary reasons why critics say that they pass so many people and then they get them stuck at the final level is that at least this brings a steady supply of articled interns for the practicing chartered accountants at the institute prescribed stipend, which brings substantive cost savings for them. Because at nearly 2,000 rupees per month, you will not even get a graduate today, leave alone a CA IPCC cleared person. So with that, there are question marks over the exam evaluation process. You've got famous people who all out keep telling that these examination copies are not being evaluated properly. And so then that becomes a big question. Now for students who are good, you find that the cream de la cream of the CA curriculum, let's say the rank holders, they want opportunities similar to the ones which are got by the top B schools, the IIM ABC and the XLRI and the FMS. And you will realize that while the average salary of IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta or an ISB hovers around 20-25, here even in the rank holder space, only handful number of people get that salary at the fresher level. Rest of them have to get into internal audit and accounting or costing MIS, which youngsters of today don't want. Then you've got the competition from other courses. In CLAT, the number of registrations have increased. In 2008, it was just 11,000. Today, it is 47,750 in 2018. The number of registrations in CLAT has gone up 4 times for registration into the 19 national law universities for the 3,400 odd LLB and LLM seats. In India, you have now 21,883 CFA students, which is the second largest chunk in the international arena for CFAs. Similarly, ACCA, CIMA, CPA, CMA, the US CMA, FRM, and then Actuaries. They've become increasingly popular. Youngsters just love the curriculum. It is designed very scientifically. The pass rates are almost 50%. So yes, it's perceived to be easier. And you see, as a youngster, what I want is that I will get into a course where I have a high chance of passing. I do not want to end up as a failure. Even in the MBA space, as I told you, the new IIMs have topped up the existing offering by the IIMs and the ISBs. So the new IIMs at almost 10-12 lakh rupees for 2 years give you a decent placement of 10 to 12 lakhs. Compare this with the CA placements. Only the cream de la cream, not even all the rank holders get in the 20-25 lakh range. Rest of them then fall in the 10, 12, 14, and then the bulk who are recruited in the big four still continue to be recruited in the 7.5 lakhs per annum kind of a range, which is the same as what was there 5 years ago. So where is the growth in terms of the market attractiveness of the chartered accountant? And khuda na khasta, as they say, the moment you've cleared with more than 3 attempts, you've got no takers for yourself in the market. You have to push your CV instead of a market pulling your CV. And then you might as well land up with a 3 lakhs per annum kind of a job. Why would someone after class 12 get into such a risky bet? Even if you're going for an MBA from an institute like a Goa Institute of Management, a Symbiosis Institute, Nirma, or a TAPMI, you are getting 8-9 lakh rupees per annum kind of placements. Even ICAI Hyderabad places 50% of the batch at that number of level. Here, placements from the campus, they clear around 10,000 people every term, and only 1,300, 1,400, 1,500 people get placements. Rest all left on their own for off-campus. Opportunities in practice, that was supposed to come in form of GST return. Yes, it has come, but then it's a red ocean in terms of super saturation has been there. There are so many existing incumbents. For GST registration, people are willing to do it for as low as 500 rupees. So imagine the kind of cutthroat competition that is there. Accountants are placing the services on Urban CLAT. People are using it for rate reference and to undercut each other. So friends, the attractiveness of the CA profession is significantly reduced, as is evidenced by this reduction in the number of students. Some people told me that, sir, maybe that a lot of students are now entering to the IPCC route, but that was not evidenced by data, because in FY10 there were 82,605 people who had registered in the intermediate level. Today it is 86,350, ekdam flat. In the last 8 years, it's just the flat. The number of members has gone up from 1,40,000 kind of in FY10 to 2,83,000. So the number of members keep increasing. So existing people also clamor for space in the job market, in the practice market. That becomes quite a thing, right? This term they placed, I don't know how many, they cleared 14,969 chartered accountants. And a lot of them were struggling because of my proximity to CA job portal. I realized that become an important thing. Is CS or CMA being the one who is drawing the thing? Now yes, CS, the demand has increased in terms of the new companies at 2013 and the insolvency increasing demand. But there the number of students has been almost flattish. 2,11,637 in FY12. That has increased to 2,52,785 in the regular course in FY18, and in the foundation course it has actually reduced 1,02,179, 1,02,000 odd to 48,000 odd. There has been this major crash in the foundation. So CS kind of mirrors the trend in the CA thing, but in CS regular the trend is almost the same. Right? In cost accountant, trend is almost flattish. In FY14 also they had 13,922 admissions. In FY18 also they've got 13,036 admissions. So CS, CS and CMS space is now being dominated by CLAT and ACCA and CIMA, CIPA, CPA, CMA, FRM, where pass percentage is much more. At least in the KPOs you will get a sure shot 6-7 lakhs per kind of a job. I recently met a student who flunked after CA Inter in CA final multiple times, went for a CPA, cleared it, worked in Deloitte Hyderabad, and is now going to Dubai in PwC in their learning division, getting a good salary of 15,000 odd dirhams per month. You make 20 lakh rupees per annum, tax free. Simple, right? So friends, that's one trend that we need to be aware of, that CA's popularity has been on the wane. And in MBA is becoming a major competitor, law has been emerging as a major choice, the foreign courses coupled with actuaries. But yes, the job market for them kind of becomes question mark, because an ACCA or a CPA or a CIMA or a US CMA or an FRM will not really find that as a primary degree for the job. But then youngsters find that probably, because otherwise 1,67,000 falling to 83,600 odd numbers defies logic, right? A course should become more popular with course passage of time, just like it has happened with a CLAT or almost steady state increase in the number of admissions in MBA. So friends, it's time for us to introspect, to reflect into what exactly can be done collectively to improve the value proposition, the brand attractiveness of the CA curriculum. If you got any comments on this, please put in the comment section below, and as always I shall be glad to answer. Thank you. Bye bye.